So let's begin on the journey of becoming more self-aware and gaining skills and abilities to adapt and navigate your relationships more successfully, to become persuasive, powerful communicators that have a major impact in your career and in your work environment. So let's go on this journey together. What you can expect is that this training is going to take approximately up to 2 hours. We have activities and applications on how to apply these powerful tools into your work environment. So let the journey begin. Have you used or encountered personality assessment in your professional environment before? Is this the first DISC assessment you ever taken? And what's your feedback? How is it helping to transform the way you work in your environment and navigate your relationship with the people in your life? I'd like for you to take time out now to reflect on a recent incident where communication in your workplace did not go as planned. As it happened in my career, that drove me to dive in deeper into this knowledge and this powerful tools to navigate my relationships and my workplace environment more effectively. I'd like you to think, how valuable is enhancing your communication skills in your workplace? How will it impact the ability for you to be more promotional, for you to deal with conflict more effectively, and to get along with the people in the workplace? What would that look like and feel like when you could walk into your office and into the workplace and feel a sense of being understood and valued, and working to your strength, doing what you love and being good at it and feeling valued? These are some of the byproduct of this powerful tool that you can anticipate on experiencing. So we'll explore how this can provide you with tools to navigate and improve your interaction to becoming a persuasive and dynamic communicator in the workplace. So like I've shared, my journey of becoming a persuasive communicator, getting my degree in communication, and stumbling upon a DISC model that really was an eye-opener for me. It provided me with a step-by-step process on how to apply these powerful tools in a simple and easy way in the workplace, and how to create a work environment that supports me in thriving in my career. We'll answer all your questions before this course ends. So a lot of the questions you may have, we're going to cover in this PowerPoint. And what we don't cover, please, at the end of this course, there would be opportunities for all your questions to be answered. So I look forward to our journey together. Let's begin. What you can expect to learn from this program is real-world application, the 4 DISC styles and their characteristics. What are our behavior? Why do we behave the way we do, and how does it impact those we interact with in the workplace and in our personal life? Most of you already took the DISC profile report, and if you have, we are going to briefly go over and make sure you have. If you have any questions, we'll answer any questions you have with understanding your DISC profile report a little bit more. And I've ran a report for those groups where it's relevant on your whole team, and how each of your team members work well or have challenges that they need to overcome with because of their innate differences. So we'll talk about the team report and what we discovered and how to effectively bring together a powerful and cohesive team that works better together. And on our journey to becoming a better leader, a more engaged and productive employee that positions you for growth in the workplace, we're going to focus on some key skills and abilities to learn to get you to that point. In the first part of section 1, we're going to focus on who are you in your DISC model profile? Where do you fit in? How to adapt to your challenges and differences, and some adaptability hack, how to navigate effectively those relationships in your life. Part 2 of section 1, we're going to talk about your strengths and challenges that you come to the table with, and how to position yourself and optimize your career by positioning yourself to your strength. And last but not least, we're going to focus on your action plan on how to get you from point A to point B to achieve your goals in the shortest, most efficient manner possibly. And then we're going to end with some goal setting worksheet where we're going to talk about how best to set goals for the different behavior styles and how to achieve your goals with a step-by-step action plan. So what's in it for you? Why should you learn these powerful tools and strategies others has implemented in the workplace successfully? Well, because you'll become more self-aware. And once you're self-aware, you can better identify your behavior tendencies and make the necessary adjustments to optimize your career potential and opportunities. You'll learn the valuable skills on how to become a persuasive communicator using these strategies, the how-to that you'll have available to you. It'll provide you with the opportunity to optimize your team performance as leaders with a step-by-step strategy for each individual, understanding how to optimize their strengths. It'll help to enhance your decision making because you'll have awareness of who best to fit into what position and task. And last but not least, it'll create an opportunity for increasing the employees' productivity, engagement, and retention because you're positioning them to their strength. They understand themselves and each other, and they know how best to come together as a team with these powerful reports and with these strategies that they're gonna walk away with after receiving the team report as well as the DISC profile report. So there's a lot of powerful tools, reports, and strategies that we're gonna implement to optimize the workplace and create a work culture of a thriving team. So what are some deliverables that you can expect from this training? Well, first and foremost, you would have taken a DISC assessment and received your personality profile report at the very onset. And you would receive the team report of all individuals within your group and how best you fit in within that group dynamics. You're going to receive some interactive, real-world, effective communication applications on exactly how to adjust and adapt your communication skills to become a persuasive communicator that is part of a dynamic team that is working cohesively and achieving your goals easier and faster than ever before. You'll walk away with the conflict resolution blueprint on how to exactly resolve the conflict with those specific individuals, because these are personalized information based on your team members and how best to resolve conflict and communicate effectively with them. So no more guessing games or shooting from the hips. We're operating from a personalized standpoint to that specific individual's needs, expectations, and most effective route to achieve your goals and communicating effectively with them. You'll have a customized leadership development plan on how to develop your team and help your team thrive and achieve their goals in the most effective and efficient manner. You'll have ongoing support online, as well as a transformative coaching session when and if you desire to be on a fast track in achieving your goal as a leader or position yourself for promotion as an employee. And you'll also have access to our online learning portal where you're able to have these refreshers to keep it more current in your mind and having the strategies available for you to achieve those goals. So what are some real world outcomes you can expect? Well, you'll surely be transformed as a leader and have some effective leadership strategies and tips that is unique and specific to each and every individual that you're leading. You'll have improved your team cohesion and productivity because you'll have reports that help you to navigate the conflict or potential conflicts and challenges that comes with each and every one of your team member. You'll have an enhanced decision-making capability because you'll have all the relevant information at hand on how to effectively communicate and create a more cohesive team with the reports that we run and have available to you. You'll have greater employee satisfaction and retention because they'll be operating to their strength. Their task would be customized to what they bring to the table and their ability to maximize and optimize the task in the most efficient and timely manner. And each individual will have a personal success action plan to help them to achieve their career goals and ambition. So there's a lot of outcome that leaders and employees would receive from this powerful training that brings awareness and specific tools and strategies for them to achieve their desired goals. So now we're going to go on a DISC journey. We're going to take flight with the different DISC birds. And what's going to be unique about this training is that we're going to focus on the 4 core personality styles, but we're also going to associate their bird styles that is in relationship to their DISC style so that you have a tool to help you to remember your style and that of others more easily and in a more easy and efficient way. So let's begin with the DISC model foundation. Well, the DISC model and Carl Jung psychological theories are both frameworks for us to use to understand human behavior and our personalities and differences in the workplace and how it helps us to move more efficiently and effectively towards our goals or away from our goals. So this foundation of the DISC model comes from the work of the psychologist Dr. William Moulton Maust in 1928. This model is often used in organizational settings, team building, communication training, and leadership development in a more application methodology. So there's more how to apply these strategies and how to make it in the most easily and simplified manner. It's focusing on just 4 distinct personality styles we come across in the workplace and how to navigate these differences to become a more persuasive and dynamic communicator where individuals work better together as a cohesive team that cooperates and thrive together. So let's focus on the 4 core personality styles we're going to discuss today. D in the DISC stands for dominance. Dominance of problems, individuals that are great at leading, they're assertive, they're direct, they're result-oriented. They focus on time and getting the goals achieved and the outcome achieved as quickly as possible. We have the I influence. These are people that are very persuasive and uplifting. They're good at brainstorming and coming up with innovative ideas. They're good with sales and interaction, with creating a more inspired group that works better together. You have the steadiness of pace. These are the individuals that are great at supporting the team, at jobs that are consistent and has a process and system that they can become efficient in. You have the conscientious of procedures, standing for C, conscientious. These individuals are good at being precise, providing quality and accuracy to whatever their task and endeavor is. So each one have their own strength and weaknesses that we're going to discover later on. And the dominance individuals, we'll identify and relate them as the eagle birds. They're good at flying high above and achieving their goals, being very competitive and desiring a position of authority. And our influence parrots are the ones that are social butterflies, that are engaging and excitable, that are great at promoting and supporting others. You have the steadiness doves. Those are the ones that are able to support the team, do that consistent routine task. And then conscientious owls. Those are the individuals that you can depend on to follow the process, the procedures, to deliver quality and accuracy in the things that they do. So each one have something unique to bring to the table. So how can you identify these 4 styles? Well, our dominance eagle, you can identify them because they're more risk takers. They're forceful in getting their point across. They're decisive and to the point. They're direct, self-reliant, and competitive. That is one way that you can identify our dominance eagle in the workplace. Our influences parrots. They are influential by nature, sociable, very talkative. They're optimistic and inspiring others. There can be a little too trusting at times. They're friendly and enthusiastic. You can always identify our social butterfly parrots in any workplace. Our steadiness doves, they are calm and loyal, relaxed, steady, consistent, patient. They are great listeners, and they are the glue to any team, keeping the group together. And last but not least, our conscientious owls. You can clearly identify them in any work environment because they're sitting down quietly, grinding, getting the work done. They're very analytical, cautious, focused, systematic, precise, and fact finders. You'll be able to identify them in their focus and their emphasis on getting the task done in the most efficient and effective way possible. So we talked about these 4 disc birds and disc styles. Let's go a little bit deeper into what makes each group and each style unique and different. Well, let's start at the top. And on the top, we have those individuals that's focused on the task-oriented about getting the task done. We have the dominance on our right. They're more left brain, which is a brain that emphasizes, an individual that emphasizes logic, analytical, logical, lineal, so very left brain task focused. And so is our conscientious brains, conscientious owls. They also left brain dominant and focus on getting the task done. On the bottom are the 2 individuals that emphasize relationship and relationship harmony over task completion. And these are our parrots. They're more focused on the right brain, where it's more emotionally in tuned, creative, intuitive, more about harmonizing the relationship, harmony. And so is our doves, our steadiness personality. They too on the right brain spectrum that focus on relationship over task. And they're good about being a great team player and helping support others on their journey. And as you can see, there would be potential for conflict to arise when one person is focusing on the relationship and the other one is focusing on the task. And one is more emotionally sensitive and attuned than the other two. So there leaves room for conflict to occur. And not only that, there's a pace in which they operate on. The dominance eagle and influences parrot move a lot faster in making decisions and being more expressive and expressing themselves more quickly and more directly compared to our conscientious owls and our steadiness dove that manage change a little bit different. They're slower to change and are more listeners than talkers, not as expressive as the dominance eagle and the influences parrot. They are more of a listener and they move a little bit slower in making changes. So each one have different spectrum that they fall on and emphasize more of in the workplace. And not only do you have the primary personality styles, but you have the secondary and the level of intensity that each of these personality styles may range within. So they leave room for lots of misunderstanding to bring awareness to clear up. So let's summarize these style indicators by examining their observable behavior driven by their needs and fears. Now let's begin with our dominance eagle. Their main focus is the outcome, problems to solve, tasks to complete. They need challenges to solve. They want to be in a position of authority. They want to lead. Their observable behaviors that they're decisive, they're risk taker, and they're competitive. Their fear being taken advantage of or having a lack of control. Hence why they want to be more in a position of leadership. Our influencers parrots, they're focused on people, relationships, harmonious relationships. They need social relationship. They want a friendly environment where they feel a sense of belonging and feeling understood. Their observable behavior is that they're talkative and they're optimistic and they tend to be trusting of others. Their fear being left out or having a loss of social approval and belonging. Our steadiness doves, their focus is on the environment. They want a friendly environment in order to work better in. They want a system that they can operate to help solve problems and help their team. They want a stable, friendly environment where they can become the best versions of themselves. Their observable behavior is that they're great listeners. They're supportive, they're patient, and they're the stabilizers as any group. They fear sudden change and a loss of stability and security. Last but not least is our conscientious owls. Their focus is the procedure, what needs to get done, when and how. They want rules to follow. They want data to analyze. Their observable behavior is that they're cautious and they're careful in their decision making. They're more likely than any of the others to follow the rules and follow the policies and procedure. They fear being criticized or loss of accuracy and quality. So they spend more time than any of the others, slowing down and making sure they give quality service, and work. So each one have something unique and different to bring to the table. And because we all communicate slightly different than the other, we're going to change the rule that we heard and went by growing up, the golden rule. Speak to and treat others the way you want to be treated to and spoken to. So as you see, there's 4 primary, not even counting the secondary personality trait that we display in our behavior in the workplace. And these tendencies allow us to want to speak different and want to be treated different. So we're going to change it to the DISC Platinum rule, where we now, moving forward, is going to speak to and treat others the way they want to be treated and they want to be spoken to because they're unique and different. So let's use this opportunity now to do this quiz, this exercise to see your level of understanding in these 4 core personality styles that you're going to encounter in the workplace to become this master persuasive communicator that helps you achieve your goals and thrive in the work environment. So let's begin with quiz question number 1. Which of the 2 DISC styles prioritize task over relationship? Pause this online course, take a few minutes to answer the questions and write down your answers. Which 2 DISC styles prioritize building relationships and connections? Who among the bird styles are more left brain dominant? And who among the bird style are typically right brain dominant? So write these answers down, and we're going to have a little bit more in-depth quiz to go a little bit deeper into your comprehension of the material we just covered. Which DISC style tend to be more competitive, take charge, and work at a fast pace? Take time to write down your answers now. Which DISC styles are more talkative, outgoing, optimistic, and energetic? Who amongst the bird style are good listeners, supportive, patient, and a team player? And who among the bird style are more detail-oriented, logical, deep thinkers, and organized? And which of these bird styles do you belong to and is your primary DISC style? Write down your primary DISC style so that when we go over it as a group, you can see where you fit in within the group dynamics. So now that we covered the DISC model introduction, the takeaway is that you've gained the fundamentals of the DISC model, which categorize behavior styles and tendencies into the 4 core personality styles: the dominance eagle, the influence parrot, the steadiness dove, and the conscientious owls. We delved into the applications of reading people DISC style. This powerful technique enhanced leadership by providing insight into the verbal, vocal, and visual cues, enabling leaders to understand and manage the team dynamics more effectively. So now that we got the overall understanding of our 4 core DISC personality styles in birds, now it's time to understand how do they communicate? How can you now identify those individuals in your life, in your personal life, and in your career? What are their DISC styles? So this is an exciting part of the course where you get to really apply and assess these different cues that these 4 personality displays so that you can go home and go to work and pay attention to each of these individuals in your lives, verbal, vocal, and visual cues to help identify which style they are what is the best method of communicating effectively with them, so that you can practice these skills to become a persuasive communicator. So let's begin with how to read the different people's styles that you come across in the work environment, so that you can, show your skill set off as a dynamic and powerful communicator. So how can we identify our dominance egos in the workplace and in our personal lives? Well, their verbiage cues is going to be easy to identify. As egos, they want to tell more than they ask, giving orders and instructions to others. They're going to talk more than they listen. There's going to be lots of verbal communication, and they're going to be blunt and to the point, focusing on the outcome and on time. So that's how you can identify the dominance ego in the workplace. So what is their vocal tone? What kind of tone can you expect to hear from them? Well, their tone is going to have a more forceful tone to them, directing in an impatient manner instructions to others. They're going to communicate readily, having a lot of instructions and orders to give to others. There's going to be a higher volume and a faster speech tone, especially if there's any delays and they're not achieving their goals as quickly as they anticipated. So what's their visual body language that you can identify these ego dominant style as? Well, when first introducing yourself to them, they're going to have a firm handshake. They're going to give you steady eye contact. They're going to gesture pointing with their fingers and giving orders and instructions more so than any others. And they're going to display impatience in their tone. They're going to be talking fast and moving fast and wanting to get things done in a more timely manner. So that is going to be an easy cue with their assertiveness and their directness that you're dealing with a dominance ego. So how can you identify our influencer parrots? Well, they're going to be as well very easy to identify. Our parrots, like myself, is going to be more quick to tell stories and anecdotes. They're going to be very engaging in their conversation. They're going to share their personal feelings and information to the point where you're like, wow, TMI, that's way too much information. And they're going to express their opinion readily and give advice whether you ask for it or not. They're going to be flexible with time and jump around in their conversation. That is going to be a very easy cue on identifying our influencer parrots. And their tone is going to be a lot of inflections. They're going to have more pitch variations than any of the others, and a more excitable tone of voice. They're going to be a lot more variety in the vocal quality and excitement and sadness and all the variations of the emotions. You're going to hear it within the tone based on the story. They're going to have a more high, excitable, dramatic volume as opposed to an assertive, aggressive volume and tone. They're going to speak fast. Their body language, they're going to have a lot of animated facial expression. You're going to be able to identify their feelings on their face, what they're thinking and how they're feeling just from their facial expressions. They're going to be a lot of hand gestures and movement. They're quick to give you a hug and talk to you in a manner as if you've been friends for years. And they're going to be spontaneous in their action. So our parrots is going to be more colorful and more excitable and more full of enthusiasm and optimism than any of the others. Now, how can we identify our steadiness doves? Well, their verbal word cue is going to be more of a asking questions to find out how they can support and help you than telling. They're going to listen more than they talk because they're going to want you to feel supported and listened to. They're going to reserve their opinion if it's different than yours because they don't want to have conflict. They're going to have less verbal communication because they're going to spend more time listening than talking. Their vocal tone is easily identifiable. It's steady, it's warm, it's friendly. You're going to have less of a forceful tone. It's going to be more soft and gentle. They're going to have a lower volume and a slower speech. Their visual body language is that they're going to have more intimate and eye contact. They're going to want you to feel that you're being seen, but not too much in a direct way. They're going to have a gentle handshake, and they're going to exhibit patience in their body language as well as moving slower. So you can always identify how we're studying this stuff. They're going to always have that caring demeanor about them, and that they care about being of support and listening to you. So last but not least is, how can we identify our conscientious owls in the workplace? Well, they're going to have more of that fact and task-oriented conversation. What needs to get done, how, when, who. And they're going to be limited with the sharing of their feelings, their personal relationships, or anything personal about them. They're going to be more formal and proper and professional. Their conversation is going to be focused, and it's going to be focused on the tasks that need to be accomplished. Their vocal tone of voice has little inflection. They're going to have fewer pitch variation and less variety in vocal quality. They're going to have a more steady, monotone delivery. There's going to be low and slow speech. Their facial, visual body language is have more of a poker face. Very few facial expression in their body language. And they're not likely to be very affectionate, hugging, or being too contact oriented. And there's going to be very few gestures, only if it's relevant. So there's the 4 ways that we can identify these 4 personality styles in a workplace. And it's important for us to be able to quickly assess and identify the different individuals in our personal life and in the workplace, so that we can know how to navigate the relationship more effectively and communicate in a way that's going to have the greatest impact, based on speaking to the individual in the manner that they want to be spoken to, and treating them in the manner that they want to be, where they want to be treated, which is unique than yours. So let's use this opportunity to have this activity, to do this quiz, to assess a deeper understanding of that area that we just covered, and being able to quickly identify the different 4 core personality styles we engage in the workplace, and how to navigate those relationships more successfully. Well, who on the team tends to tell more than they ask and has a more forceful tone that displays a more firm handshake? Which of these 4 bird styles? The dominance, eagle, influence, parrot, steadiness, dove, or conscientious owl? Which one best fit this question? And which team member is known to tell stories and share their personal feelings, and has more pitch variation and animated expression than any of the others? And who ask more than they tell and have less forceful tone and a gentle handshake? And last but not least, which of the team members communicate in a more fact and task-oriented manner with little inflection and a few facial expression? Can you identify? Do you feel like you're able to easily identify these different personality styles and answer these questions accurately? Please put your answers, post your answers, and I'm excited to see how well you have retained this information. So let's continue. Let's use this application activity. First, reflect on which style best describes your typical behavior and interaction at work. And which of these DISC styles do you tend to get along with better? And who among the bird style do you tend to have difficulties getting along with, and why? As some of these personality styles are more challenged with being able to have a more cohesive, engaged conversation than others. So each one has their strength that they bring to the table. And I'm excited to see what strengths that you bring to the table and how you can apply these powerful tools to navigate your relationship and become the dynamic and powerful persuaders that you are capable of becoming. So now the takeaway is that with the DISC, you have learned strategically how to adapt your communication to influence decisions and enhance a dynamic team. These essential skills empower leaders to manage effectively, resolve conflicts smoothly, and ensure all the team members feel valued. So let's leverage the DISC style profile and team report to optimize your team performance. These powerful tools offer deeper insight into individual behavior and the group dynamics, empowering leaders to improve communication, increase productivity, and cultivate a thriving work culture. So let's begin now with diving deeper into interpreting your DISC profile report. Write in the post any questions you have before we go further on the DISC models and understanding the 4 core personality styles: the dominance eagle, the influence parrots, the steadiness dove, and the conscientious owls. Understanding which style you are, how you behave in the workplace, and now diving deeper into interpreting your DISC profile report and how you can use this powerful tool in order to improve your relationship with the people in your life. Now, once you got the DISC profile report, that first page is going to give you your primary and secondary letters. My primary letter was I for influence parrot, and my secondary was dominance D. And I'm curious to see what yours is. So put your primary and secondary, post it so we can share and talk about your unique style and how you interact and navigate your relationships in the workplace. So this personality profile that's yours is a powerful tool that you can use ongoing when there's any challenges in your personal life and in your career. You can utilize these tools to get a better understanding of those individuals in your workplace and how to improve your relationship with them more effectively. So the first part is that you got to know your primary and secondary. The second part of it is you have the natural, how you operate in your personal life, how you communicate, navigate your relationships in your personal life versus your adapted personality style, how you engage and interact with those individuals in your career, in the work environment. So part 1 is an area for you to spend time in to understand those that are different from you. A variety of information, what inspires them, their fears, what motivate them, how to communicate with them, how to resolve conflict. It tells so much information that you can have a deeper understanding, awareness of those people in your personal life, those VIP people, your boss, your parents, your children. These tools are powerful to help bring awareness and behavior change that's sustainable. Part 2 is all about you. It's about diving deeper into who you are, what your innate strengths, talents, skills, and abilities are. What are some of your challenges and tools and strategies to overcome these challenges? How to adapt and position yourself for success. And part 3, last but not least, is how to become more adaptive. Exactly to how to adapt to the different personality style so you can become the powerful persuader that's awaiting you. Now that we talked about the DISC personality profile report that took approximately 15 minutes to take, is a powerful tool for you to have at your available to you for you to navigate your relationship with all those VIP people in your life. That's something to use consistently and constantly. It's your blueprint, your roadmap. Now we move on into interpreting your DISC team. I ran several reports on your team as a whole for those of you that are coming together as a group for this workshop. We are going to see where you fit in within your team and the type of reports and what they offer that can enhance the cohesiveness and the cooperation of your team dynamics. This team dynamic result shows those individuals that are more task focused over relationship oriented, those that are more assertive, expressive, direct, and fast paced, and those are indirect, slow paced. So you can see where you fit in, and those that are polar opposite from you that could have some potential challenges and the differences that you innately have. So this is a beautiful graphic to see where your team falls in, where you fall in as a team, what you bring to the table, and what other members bring to the table that you can bring together in a more cohesive manner to work better together. This is just another graph on how to identify where you fit in on the wheel of your team and how each person can find where they're similar together and where they're not, and how to complement each other's strengths and weaknesses. So this is a powerful tool the team can use to understand each other and work better together. So the benefit that you can obtain from this report is that it's a powerful tool that leaders can have information about each and every one of their employees, their strengths, their challenges, their best means of communicating with them, motivating and engaging them. Everything about that individual leaders have at their disposal to communicate specifically and more effectively with each and every one of their employees. They'll have a strategy and a step-by-step on how to resolve conflict within the different personality styles, what their unique do's and don'ts are in communicating with them to help to increase the productivity by knowing what their strengths are, what their challenges are, and how to position them to their strength to optimize and maximize their skills and abilities. Specifically, how to become an effective leader by getting data and reports and feedback on your ability to lead your team effectively, and how to increase the job satisfaction by understanding and positioning your team more effectively. And that's going to help to have more job satisfaction when individuals are doing the things that they're naturally good at, which is going to lead to a more collaborative team that cooperate better together and are more engaged in getting the project completed or their task done in a more effective and efficient manner. So these reports are powerful. Having an understanding of the DISC model and using its powerful tools to understand each other and navigate the relationships more effectively is a powerful and dynamic tool. Having the profile report and the team report and a deeper understanding of how to use this model tool to, build a powerful and dynamic team and be a persuasive communicator is a powerful tool to use. So as we wrap up our exploration of the DISC model overview and the DISC styles, profile report, and team report, as well as learning and understanding how to read the different people's personality style, we're about to embark on a journey that will empower you to become a more effective communicator and leader. We're going to start on the Voyager's journey. So buckle up for an enlightening experience that will transform the way you interact, lead, and succeed in both your personal and professional life. Experience our 3 key sections. First, where we learn how to adapt and resolve conflict in the workplace, where we gain deeper insight into our strengths and how to optimize our lives and our career to our strengths. And last but not least, we're going to focus on action plan to get us from where we are and who we are to where we want to go and who we want to become. With our goal setting worksheet and our action plan, it creates an environment for success, career success. So I look forward to starting on section 2, where we focus on becoming the best versions of ourselves by learning how to adapt and thrive in our work environment. So when you're ready to go on to the next section, take time out now to meet your team and to identify those individuals on our online community portals of which team you belong with, and sharing your challenges and your successes in the workplace and how you're planning on implementing these skills that you have learned, like how to read a different people's personality style in the workplace and honing in on your unique strengths and challenges. So until we begin again on the next section, take time out to master this foundation section